Earth Spirit Journal, February 2016. The Earth Spirit Journal, a monthly newsletter created with the intention of providing you with insights into the evolving shamanic practice of bringing balance between the earth and spirit. February 2016. Open your heart. Welcome to Shamanics in Portugal's journal. Our intention is to remind you, our readers, friends and connections, we are all part of a much larger, ever-evolving community. Seeking to widen our audience, the journal is available on YouTube so that you can listen to it, as well as view some of the scenery where our events are held. January's weather has reflected the changes underway across the earth. This has also been felt by many different types of physical ailments, each one reflecting the issues being faced at that moment by the person, usually related to their expectations, more particularly what they desire, perhaps, and yet are not ready to receive. This phase continues until March with its eclipses. The purpose is to help us all clear away to allow space for the new beginnings. We offer here some insights into our views and experiences into the co-creation we are all part of this year, the year for your purpose. Once we recognise each of us alone is responsible for what we choose to create in our life, then the universe can provide its assistance. January has been the moment to review where each of us is in our life while looking at what we need to release, including ideas, plans, decisions, identities, etc., clearing away our old stories to create a successful year ahead in whichever areas are important to each of us. February is about allowing our hearts to open and make choices on the basis of what each of us desires rather than what we believe is expected of us. So allowing each of us to enjoy the freedom to make the choices to create our dream rather than keeping them trapped by the perceived need to please others. For many, this is an ingrained habit, living life in a routine way, which is why creating the dream is more than just dreaming. It is about taking action to make the changes to live it. Heart, not head-based. The year of the fire monkey. The new moon on 8th February is the official start of the fire monkey year. There will be significant differences from the yin or feminine energy of the previous year. Some trends, such as the world's mega restructuring and the roller coaster energies, will continue. Differences between the 2 years will range from the subtle to the dramatic. The last fire monkey year was 1956, when you may remember, or can check up, there were revolutions in Hungary, Cuba, as well as other substantial changes, particularly with conflicts in the Middle East. Fire monkeys are the most active of all types of monkeys, and they tend to take a leadership role. The fiery energy they carry needs to be channeled into productive directions, though. It is very strong. One trait of fire monkeys is competitiveness and sometimes impulsiveness, and those energies, if not managed, can lead to problems. Yes. To understand more about the transformational power of fire, we have prepared for download a workbook all about fire. Click on the link to claim your valued subscriber's gift. On a personal level, success in this monkey year requires each of us to be grounded and in our heart, so we are open to new ideas and directions. Individual actions are the key to your progress. Appropriate actions you take with divine timing, common sense and intuitive knowing. This is not the year to give your power away to others, especially institutions and societal structures that are in the process of major overhaul. In short, this is the year for applying your divine change-maker tools and conscious awareness. It is a year to apply all that you have learned and mastered over lifetimes. You will want to reach deep into your spiritual toolbox to access and perfect skills you began to develop long ago. These skills will be needed in the monkey year. Only in this way we will be able to seek our biggest, brightest dreams and then bring them into the creation. into the physical. To help in the creation and understanding of the new, discover more about your purpose and the unseen world of insight, why not take action by looking at one of our events? Last September's Vision Quest helped provide clarity to all who attended, so why not you? Turn around and come in March. The first event of 2016 will be Discovering the Inner Realms, an introduction to shamanism on 19th-20th February. This will introduce you to the shamanic experience of ritual, creating sacred space, journeying, meeting your guides, power animals, and much more on our experiential journey together. It will provide you with the powerful, effective tools to let you tap into the unseen world for insight and healing, which requires no internal authority, intermediary, or even beliefs. A copy of our All About Air workbook will be provided to all who book for this event. There will be a half-day introduction to shamanic journeying on the morning of 17th March, followed in the afternoon by the first Vision Quest, 17th to 20th March. The final ceremony on the Sunday will recognise that 20th March is the equinox. The next Vision Quest is from 13th to 19th June during the Wilderness and Questing event, with the final Vision Quest for 2016 from 22nd to 25th September. A copy of our All About Fire workbook will be provided to all who book. The full list of events in 2016 is available by clicking on forthcoming events. A thought for February: movement into stillness, a journey into inner space. There are many ways to attain inner silence. One of these is to complete an active meditation with music or sound to bring you to that place of stillness. In many cultures, the drum has been used for eons, normally encircled around a fire. The drum would lead the people into movement, and the rhythm would take them to a different space. Some call this trance dance. Sufi whirling or Sufi spinning is a form of sama, or physically active meditation, which originated in the 13th century in Turkey, and which is still practiced by the Sufi dervishes of the Mevlevi order. They whirl around the music and find the point of silence within the spinning. Osho, 1931 to 1990, from India, a mystic, guru and spiritual teacher, brought dynamic active meditation to the West. Music for the dancer to dissolve into the dance. With eyes closed, you are told to dance as if possessed. Let your unconscious take over completely. Do not control your movements or be a witness to what is happening. Just be totally in the dance. One of those meditations is called Nataraj. The active part of the meditation is for 40 minutes, then laying down in silence for a further 20, and then brought back from that silence with music for another 5 minutes, making a total meditation of 65 minutes. 5 rhythms is also a very popular way to work with the process. This again is a movement meditation practice devised by Gabriel Roth in the late 1970s. It draws from indigenous and world traditions using tenets of shamanistic, ecstatic, mystical and Eastern philosophy. It also draws from Gestalt therapy, the human potential movement, and transpersonal psychology. Fundamental to the practice is the idea that everything is energy and moves in waves, patterns and rhythms. Roth describes the practice as a soul journey and says that by moving the body, releasing the heart and freeing the mind, one can connect to the essence of the soul, the source of inspirations in which an individual has unlimited possibility and potential. With all these different offerings, the main purpose is to take yourself from a point of movement into stillness. You become one with the music or sound and the beat. You do not follow the music, you become lost in it and become part of it. Once it starts to happen, you can literally feel yourself unwind and become freer from the tensions that you have taken on from past pain and fear, from anger, resentment, grief, remorse, etc., and also anxiety and worry, fear, etc., of the future. The same is true for the chattering mind, for as you blend with the sounds, your being can, if you allow it, lose all time and awareness of the mind chatter we live with. We can lose all thoughts about the past and the future and become very much in the now. Thoughts stop and space starts to open up and become available to us. Whilst in this state we are working on a deep cellular level, which is why trance dance can have such a transformational effect. During our lives we experience all sorts of feelings, both highs and lows. If these are not fully expressed in the present moment, especially those with lower frequency or vibrations, they can move into deep cellular memory and be held there. Once stuck, they can lead to disease, what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body. Let us be honest, when we are happy, we normally express it with freedom and joy for all to see. However, when we have what we deem a negative experience, this we tend to hold within us. More so, we tend to hide them and certainly not express them, for we have a fear that if we see such feelings, they may show a nasty or weak side of our nature, or it may be too embarrassing to release out loud and feel heard. Also, as children, we may not have been encouraged and supported enough to be able to express such emotions, rather actively being discouraged by our parents, teachers, peer group, etc., to not show our feelings, particularly in the West, it being deemed a sign of weakness to do so. So our pain body holds on to them until such a moment as this, the trance dance or whatever may be used. Often we are totally unaware of the experiences we have held on to. Such emotions, not expressed, can keep us from moving into a more powerful way of being in our present moment. The more the body collects and stores these emotions, the more tension is built up in the cellular memory of our bodies. For our cells record all our experiences, for how else could we remember when and how to react to any threat? Wherever there is physical vulnerability in our body, these pent-up emotions or not fully expressed feelings can become more and more condensed within the cells. As they become solid, dense, they create disharmony, and so a physical symptom or disease. Active dynamic meditation with intent can hook into the cellular memory of these stored emotions and release them, so leading us into the stillness that we may not have been able to access before, bringing freedom and liberation from the experiences, and thus moving us into the present moment, the now. This is not the same as standing by your favourite piece of music or going to a dance or party. This is a conscious way of healing the parts of your being which are trapped within you. It is a way of removing old habits and reactive behaviours that are no longer needed and may also be harmful. May this bring you freedom from that aspect of you that no longer serves you. We adopt this approach within our ceremonial workshops here at Shamanics in Portugal. The function of the heart. Inspired and taken from the Mind World, Volume 4 of Hazrat Khan's lectures from 1882 to 1927. Hazrat Khan was the founder of the Sufi order in the West, particularly in London, and teacher of universal Sufism. The heart in Sufi terms is called the mirror. Whatever is reflected in the heart does not only remain a reflection, rather it becomes a creative power of productive of the phenomenon of a similar nature. So, for example, a heart that is holding in itself a rose will find roses everywhere. Roses will be attracted to the heart, and roses will be produced from it and for it. As this reflection deepens and becomes stronger, it becomes creative of the phenomenon of roses and the symbolic qualities we associate with roses. Equally, the heart that holds and reflects wounds will find wounds everywhere. It will attract wounds and will create wounds, for this is the phenomenon of reflection, what is often referred to as the mirror effect. There are examples to be found in the world of people who, by retaining a thought, have created on the physical plane its manifestation, its phenomenon. The reason is that the phenomenon is not only an image as produced in the mirror, rather the reflection of the heart is the most powerful aspect. It is life itself, it is creative. If the heart is calm enough to receive reflections fully and clearly, one can choose for oneself which reflections to repel and which to retain. Portuguese power animal for February: owl, deception. If you hear owl calling you as you drift off to sleep, or as you wake, this message may be for you. Owl is viewed as the keeper of deep knowledge and intuitive wisdom. She is calling you to look deeper into what is being offered to you. Owl is the night and of the moon. There may be people in your life who are not all that they seem to be. Open up to your inner guidance and look deeper beneath the surface. Do not be too fearful of what you do not understand. There may be something hidden from you, and owl is calling you to investigate further. This may be in the workplace, a relationship, or a situation that you find yourself in. Owl is reaching out to help you open up to your own intuition, to see past the masks and the guises of others, also to help you recognize your own masks and disguises. Owl helps you find the truth of the matter, becoming observant and silent in your witnessing. Be alert and watchful, especially over your family and your property. Owl is very territorial. He is the silent watcher and can see from many different angles, eyes in the back of the head, the seer of all things unknown. Owl is associated with music and medicine, so if owl comes to you, you may be drawn into continuing your education. You may start to be drawn into studying alternative therapies such as homeopathy, acupuncture, hands-on healing, shamanic, yoga, whatever it may be. You may also feel a pull into investigating your own health needs, such as looking into your diet and exercise regime. What is serving you, what is not? Start to delve into what your intuition is indicating to you, rather than just listening to what your mind ego is telling you. Owl is of the night, and there is a suggestion that your sleep patterns may be changing. Start to become aware of your dream time, and with intent access the state where many answers can be found. Set intent for guidance and help with health-related issues, relationships, work, and opening up to new projects of creativity, particularly as we move further into 2016, and so each of us lives our purpose. Owl can also be a reminder of our own mortality, and is given to represent the ancestors. Could they be trying to offer insights and knowledge to you in your daily life? Stay alert and watchful to your own needs and the silent needs of others, and trust in the messenger. Look into the darkness and befriend yourself. Owl is calling you to open up to the other side of your nature, your inner knowledge, your intuition. February is an 11 universal month, attracting double new beginnings as you step intrepidly into the unknown, which means a month for major shifts. 11 also governs relationships and love. The new moon on the 8th rises in the sign of new beginnings, so continuing the cycle began in January. Steve, Susan Gregory and the Shamanics in Portugal team. If this edition of the Earth Spirit Journal was forwarded to you, and you'd like one to be sent directly to you, please sign up to complete the request form. And please do share and distribute these indications with as many others as you feel guided, though please ensure to keep the integrity of the content by including the authors and the website link. Thank you.